I can't even imagine what it means to have in your possession the trophy that bears your father's name. What is this moment like for you and this organization right now, Clark?
Well, I'm almost speechless. First of all, I want to congratulate Andy, Patrick, and all his teammates on an incredible performance today. And this trophy belongs to the best fans in the National Football League. Chiefs Kingdom, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Chiefs rewinds, and then there's this Chiefs rewind. The Kansas City Chiefs are the AFC champions, and as I said in the play-by-play, the team that Lamar Hunt founded just won the Lamar Hunt Trophy in the stadium that was Lamar Hunt's dream. Mitch Holthus with the voice of the Chiefs, along with Shawn Barber, 10-year NFL veteran and former Chief. A moment, a huge moment, and this team did it like they've done it all year long. This was not easy, but they triumphed.
Speechless. I don't know what to say beyond being a former player, playing for Andy, knowing how many wins he's had over his complete career, and to be a part of Chiefs history, bringing it home, bringing the Lamar Hunt Trophy back to Arrowhead, back to Kansas City, and having him be in this team in this moment, bring it back home after 50 years. It's an amazing feeling. So I'm trying to remember the game right now, but it's almost a blur right now. Just so happy for the entire organization.
Yeah, the sight, the ceremony on the field after the game, and Norma Hunt getting the Lamar Hunt Trophy in her hands and kissing that trophy with Clark Hunt and the family behind him. I got to tell you, Barbershop, that was a moment. That, and I thought of all of the fans of the Chiefs Kingdom who have never, ever lost hope.
And having the ambassador, Bobby Bell, Shawn, Stenner, having those guys being a presenter to present Norma the trophy, it was so special to them because it's been so long, and we know how close we've been over the years as an organization, man. Just you can feel the love, you can feel the emotion, you can feel the passion all pouring out at once on that field. All the streamers, all the banners, everything. It's like ghosts kind of rose up through the field. All those lost, all those souls lost, all those former players that battled on that field. In a moment when that game was over, that you could feel all of it just rushing through your bones.
And I saw Jamal Charles after the game. I said, dude, I hope you feel this in your soul because this is you too. Everybody that's ever worn the uniform of this place in the last 50 years. All right, let's get into the football. Much like the Houston game, and much like this season has been, nothing's easy for this team to get down 10-0. And give Mike Vrabel credit. His team did an outstanding job to start this game, and they did it the way they've done it in the first two playoff victories to go ahead by 2 scores.
Yeah, they started with the running game, lower ground and pound, but you knew sooner or later that having to go on the road so many weeks in a row without a bye week. I think this is the 4th game in a row they've been on a week, starting week 17.
Yep.
Then the game at New England, the game at the Ravens, and then coming here. So much pressure. Sooner or later, you knew that bodies had to start breaking down. And I think eventually they just couldn't finish off the runs the way they've been doing with the rest of the season.
But much like I said on NFL Network earlier this week, Patrick Mahomes, I'm so proud of him. Again, this was a microcosm of the season. Didn't panic, stayed the course, was able to answer some of those scores. 10-0 became 10-7. 17-7 became 17-14. But on that second touchdown, the one to Hill, then the defense came alive, and they swarmed Derrick Henry.
It's tradition now, man.
Let's go.
Chiefs gonna win this. Our surprise guest here.
2 weeks in a row, it's tradition.
Stay right here because the offensive line, I'm going to tell you, you guys for 2 weeks have brought it big time.
Let's go. I mean, man, we're out there doing our job. We're laying it on the line for this team, for Coach Reid, for Pat. You know, that was a special moment, and let's go get it.
All right, let's go get this done in Miami. Thanks, Fish. But that next series, after it was 17-14, oh my goodness! Talk about the defense and the way they just swarmed them. Like they felt the crowd just surge through their body.
Yeah, you could tell by Coach Spags all during the week. He said, yes, we have to respect Derrick Henry. We know we got to stop him, but this offense is more than just him. And you saw they went to different receivers, play action. They tried to hit you up top once you put too many people in the box. And that's exactly what the defense did. Early on, paying so much attention to Derrick Henry, they made themselves a little bit vulnerable to the play action pass. But what this team does on offense, defense, especially, they make adjustments. They adjust in the middle of a game like nobody else's business. And that's because of the intelligence on the offense and defense side of the ball, the trust, the commitment between Coach Spags and his linebackers in the secondary. We got Honey Badger pointing to the head. He's too smart for a lot of tricks most offenses do. And so he just keeps bringing it.
So the Chiefs get the victory. We're going to put some hats on a little bit later here. But let's just talk before we go to break here. We're going to have the Honey Badger on. The fact that Mahomes' last run, it'll go down as one of the most epic plays in Chiefs history. A 27-yard scramble for the go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah, a few chances to go out of bounds. He decides no. His tenacity, his aggression, his passion takes over. He smells that sweet nectar of the end zone, like you say. And before you know it, man, touchdown Kansas City.
All right, stay tuned. We got a lot more to come. The Chiefs are AFC champions, headed to Miami.
All right. Where's the trophy? Man. Listen, first of all, I'm so happy for the Hunt family and bringing that trophy back here. Wow. How great is that? That's right. Thank you, Randy. I'm proud of our team for the effort that they showed today. Never die is kind of their thing. I mein, it's getting behind like this, tough on an old guy, but they did a nice job coming back, and again, fired up to go to Miami. Need to get on a diet so I can fit in my clothes so we can go do our thing. But very proud of everybody and the job that they did, the coaches and the coordinators for the plan that they had. EB talked to the team last night and got them all fired up. And EB's been there as a player and a coach, and I thought he had some real great words for the players and coaches, for that matter. So, but the guys came out and played with a ton of energy. We had a few ups and downs there early. We were able to overcome those and get ourselves going in the right direction. And anyways, my time's here. The fans were phenomenal. That thing out there right now, unbelievable. So, very good.
Coach, so just as you look back on this season, especially your last couple of ball games, what would you say is the identity of this football team going into the season?
Yeah, big hearts. So they work hard, never give up. They're going to give you 4 quarters of honest football every snap. And I appreciate that. They don't care about the score. They just bring it. And that's paid off for us the last couple of weeks.
Andy, is comparing this championship to the one that you won in Philly, like the cliche of comparing apples to oranges, are there parts of the journey that are similar?
Oh, yes. No, I mean, sure, absolutely. And I have fond memories of that. So I'm glad Sal could come join us. He was at both of them, so he knows. But there's something special about this trophy with the Hunt family.
Andy, everybody said they're excited for you to win this thing for you and help you get back and do another opportunity. Who are you most excited for?
I said it. I'm excited for the Hunt family and the players that have worked their tail off. I mean, the coaches. I mean, there's just so much effort that went into this. Coaches that were here before, helped us get to this point. So, it takes an army. It's not one guy at all. And so I just appreciate the effort by everybody. And then our fans, I can't wait to get all of them down to Miami. So I hope Miami's ready for that.
And you mentioned fall.
I'm just curious whether you ever got to know Hunt, and if so, what your interaction was.
I did. Yeah, I met him my first year in the league. I was at Philly. I was brand new. My first year as a head coach. He came up and started talking to me, and when I felt like I didn't know anybody, And then we found out our brothers were geologists, or he was a geologist, and he found out my brother was a geologist. And all of a sudden, he struck the conversation and told me a little bit about his background in geology, and it was great. So, and then he was great to me my whole career, up to that.
Different preparation-wise the last 24 hours this year versus what you did last season?
No, listen, last year we were 4 inches short, man. I mean, it was, and the guys made it a point to get better than that 4 inches. So, and it was a joint effort. Those guys that had to sit through this last year and watch what went on out there, that wasn't real big. That wasn't a good thing. So they bared down, and they weren't going to go through that again. And so you got to be a part of it, just like I did. And you watch how they came about and played.
What was your view of Patrick's touchdown run there before the half? For your vantage point on the sideline, just how big was that for you guys at that point to kind of pump everyone up?
No, it was huge, and I knew he didn't step out, so I felt even better about it. They review all those, but I knew he was in. Going in at halftime with the lead helps. There was 11 seconds left on the clock when we kicked it off, so you always want to finish with the ball. We didn't quite do that, but it was close enough. And then have an opportunity to come out the second half and have the ball. And we could have done a better job there. But still, those are big things.
Andy, he was your leading rusher again today. What's behind him doing all that?
Yeah, so the defenses are obviously trying to take things away down the field. And when they do that, a couple of those that were doubles where they were doubling a couple players, and it just an open door there. So he was able to take off and run with it and get some real positive yards. So, but for him to be able to see that in the heat of it is something. I mean, that's he's got great eyes, great vision, which we know with the passing game, but he sees the whole picture, and then he's able to find spots. So some of that also goes to the offensive line. They did a nice job of protecting him today too. So
you talked earlier about this team never quitting, never dying. How much of that can you pin on their belief in that? No guys.
Well, I think we all do. We all believe in him. So it's that's a positive. It's not just me. It's everybody, and we're lucky to have some guys that I build a lot of confidence within you from a coaching standpoint. So on both sides of the ball, and but Pat's the leader of the team, and everybody knows that, and they all respect him for it. He knows how to handle it, and that's why we're here.
It was late in the first half, or late in the first quarter. You guys down 10-0. You were in field goal range. You had the 4-2. Ended up going forward, getting in, and getting into the end zone. What went into that decision? Was that a difficult decision for you at that time?
No, it wasn't. I mean, we had a good play in mind. Got confidence in my guys, so went with it. And we've been pretty good in that area. We've been fairly aggressive on fourth downs, especially on the positive side of the ball, on the positive side of the field. So, it worked out well for us.
Andy, congratulations. And you sort of said this in as many words, but how would you say this game, this day, was rooted in last year's AFC Championship game? Remember the bad taste, being so close, and all the things that came with that.
Yeah, no, I think we all were bitter over that. I mean, that's not a good feeling. And it wasn't just D, it was everybody. So everybody took the responsibility. And with that, you feel that, that's not a good feeling. So I was proud of that driving us through, training camp and into this season. You have great expectations like this football team had to be able to sit here today and be in this position. That's a challenge. And there's a lot of things that go into that. And, you guys have got that locker room's got to be right. And the coaching staff has to be right. And guys have to be able to check their egos at the door. And their ups and downs and all those things, not getting down on each other. And but I'm proud of the guys for doing all that. Yeah.
Can you just talk about defensively, Holthus to less than 100 yards rushing, forcing them to have to throw to beat you?
Yeah, he's a heck of a player now. I mean, he's strong, and I'm proud of our guys. They were on a mission to take care. And for them to be able to do that, my hat goes off to him. He's a heck of a player, tough, strong, fast, all those things. You can't let him crack there because he's either going to run you over or run past you. So very talented.
Andy, in the third quarter, you guys had that 13-play drive, 73 yards, go right down the field, mostly running the football. You guys have kind of struggled to get the running game going this year. How much confidence does it give you in your offensive line going forward and Damien to get the job done?
Yeah, I was proud of the guys. Damien's healthy, so that helps. And, you know, Thompson got a couple carries, too, and did a nice job working. And, you know, it's all around. Yeah, we're getting better there. We have room to improve, but we're getting better there. Yeah.
Andy, I know you don't want to reflect too much about what this means to you personally, but when you think of all the friends and family and players and coaches who have stuck with you over the years to get back to the Super Bowl, what does that mean to you?
No, it's great. I mean, I respect all of them. You know, I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, fans, people in general, family. I mean, it's not easy being a coach's wife. I mean, it's put in long hours. You know, so it's. I appreciate it. They're right here, so I held her hand the whole time out there. So you know, my girlfriend. So.
Coach, you have a lot of new guys on the defensive side that spoke all week, and Frank Clark being one of those guys. Just what is his performance and the energy and the attitude that he brings to that defense help change that thing?
Oh, stud! I mean, you saw him at the end, right? Beast, phenomenal job. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You got the confetti flying down. This was one of the goals that you guys had for the season. Now that it's here, just what does it mean to you?
Man, it's so special. You talk about visualizing being great, and you know you want to visualize success, and you know to be in this position, man. We put all the hard work in, right? Every day we try to stack, pay it off us, and you know even when we had that stretch in September, October, where people were kind of looking at us funny, you know, couldn't play defense, couldn't really score points offensively. To be able to overcome all that and to get back to who we are, that's a hell of a job, man. And can't say enough about our coaches, can't say enough about the management here. Let us be ourselves. And I think that's helped us out a lot this year.
Going back to that day at training camp, Clark Hunt addressed the team and said that this was the goal and that you guys were the group to bring that Lamar Hunt trophy back here to Kansas City. What does it mean to you and your brothers in that locker room that you were the group that was able to do it?
Yeah, man, it's a special feeling when people believe in you. And if you could get somebody to believe in you, man, it could take you beyond your wildest dreams. And, you know, I think this win here is for the Hunt family, right? It's been 50 years, man. Lamar Hunt's name's on that trophy. This not about me. It's not about the Chiefs, man. It's about the people of Kansas City. They deserve it way more than us, no doubt.
You talk about Kansas City believing in you guys and you guys believing in each other. All week the talk is about the Titans offense, about Derrick Henry. How are you guys going to respond? What kind of statement do you feel like you guys made tonight to become AFC champions?
Well, you know, people are going to say what they want. Everybody got an opinion, and that's fair. But I don't think people really understand what kind of group we got. Maybe they just think we're high flyers. Maybe they think we can't get dirty. But we got the right kind of team. We got the right kind of coaches. Obviously, we could score 50 points. But we could bang it out with the best of them. And that's our mindset. That was our mindset coming into this game. And we got one more to go. And then we'll be done.
That is AFC champion Tyrann Mathieu.
Well, obviously, this is a very special day for our family and the entire organization. We were thrilled to host the AFC Championship game last year, and as Andy said, we came up 4 inches short. The job that the franchise did, the team did, the coaches did in terms of getting back to this game and getting to host at Arrowhead, I thought was tremendous. And obviously, we're very, very emotional, very, very excited to win the trophy that has my dad's name on it and have an opportunity to head to Miami for Super Bowl 54.
Clark, I know during the darkest of times over the years, you were always optimistic that this day would come. But in those dark times, were there times where you said, I don't know if we're going to get there?
Look, anytime you're having a tough season, it's hard to envision playing in the Super Bowl. But things changed for us 7 years ago when we were lucky enough to lure Andy Reid and his wife Tammy to Kansas City. And it's been a building process since then. He came in day one. We started winning games. We reeled off 9 straight wins.
for the start of the Andy Reid tenure here in Kansas City. Got us to the championship game last year, and we really felt going into the season that we had a great opportunity to get back, and he did it. And really, the credit goes to Andy, his coaching staff, our entire football operations department, and also Mark Donovan, our president, and his great staff. Those three groups really work well together, and we're fortunate. Not every NFL team is like that, but we've got three great leaders running our franchise, and the three of them really deserve the credit for getting us here today.
Can you, Clark, your message to Chiefs fans who some have been waiting their whole lives for this moment?
I think that the journey is a big part of it. We're going to celebrate tonight, and it's going to be tremendous, but it wouldn't be what it is without the hardship, without all the hard work that went into getting us here. Yeah, 50 years is too long, but we're going to Miami. We've got a chance to win another Super Bowl, and I hope to see as many of those Chiefs fans in Miami as possible.
Mark, can you describe the difference between the feeling of being so close last year and what that did to you versus contrast now? I mean, obviously, to be that close, you're right there, but it also must have been great heartache.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking, and we were playing a franchise that's been tremendously successful over the last decade plus, and there was probably a question mark in the back of our head as to whether we could really beat them, because there'd been so many times where you thought the Patriots were out, but sure enough, they found a way to win it and went on to win the Super Bowl. I think the experience of having played in the game last year helped the entire organization, particularly the players and coaches. I think they had a little bit more confidence coming into today. They knew what to expect, and although we didn't get off quite as fast a start as I would have liked, they responded pretty quickly, and we were able to get the lead as we went into the second half.
Corresponding point really is, sorry.
Go BJ, then we'll come back.
Okay.
Clark, with all the attention that Patrick Mahomes has gotten over the past year from this season a year ago, the way he's handled it, I know you've spoke about it before, but to see him at 24 years old come out and play the way that he did, what most impressed with?
Yeah, well, I think you have to talk about the year that Patrick Mahomes had. And even though statistically it wasn't like last year, a lot of people, I think, would say he had an even better season despite being hurt for a large part of it. And I think a big part of him being better this year was his leadership qualities. For a 23-year-old kid last year, he was amazing as a leader, but you really this year as a leader, and you could see really the entire team, looking to him. And when times were darkest, and I'll go back to last week at the beginning of the second quarter, Patrick was the one on the sideline encouraging his teammates, rallying them, getting them to go out there and turn the game around.
Last four, we'll start with Vahe.
Clark, just I wonder about the emotions of how you processed your father's name being on this trophy and you having it.
Yeah. Well, it's a tremendous day for our family, and I should mention how happy I am for my mother to get a chance to hold and kiss this trophy. Really means a lot, and I think that's true of our entire family. I see my sister Shawn sitting back there. Very, very special for all of us. But my mom alluded to it on the stage. My dad always felt that the team really belonged to the fans. And so what we're most excited about today is winning this trophy for our great fans.
Clark, your mom's been to all the Super Bowls. You've been going to Super Bowls since you were a kid. How do you imagine this is going to be different for you? And did you enjoy going to Super Bowls as a kid, or was there a little bit like, it's not my team there?
Yeah, well, going to a Super Bowl is a treat any year. But the closer you get to making it as a team, the experience is not nearly as good. So last year, yeah, we were glad to be there, but we were also very disappointed that we weren't playing in the game. It's going to be a completely different experience this year. I have to mention that a few years ago, I think it was around Super Bowl 50, when my mom had seen all 50 of the Super Bowls, she said, Clark, it sure would be nice if we could play in this game while I'm still able to go. So we've got that checked off, but at the end of the day, we still have a big goal to accomplish. At the beginning of the season, I talked to the players about our goals during the year. Making the playoffs is goal number one. Bringing this trophy home to Kansas City is goal number two. We got that one done, but we have a big goal out there, and that's to bring another Lombardi trophy back to Kansas City.
Clark, you mentioned a minute ago that things started to turn when you hired Andy, and that's certainly true. But would you be here now, do you think, if you guys hadn't made that trade to move up to get Pat?
Well, it's impossible to know. Andy has a tremendous track record of getting teams to the playoffs, getting them to championship games, and even to the Super Bowl. So I'm not going to say that we couldn't have done it without Patrick, but certainly Patrick has made a huge difference. And I think the fact that we're playing in 2 AFC Championship games in back-to-back years at home has a whole lot to do with how quickly Patrick has developed.
Clark, Andy talked about what it meant to him to win this trophy for you and your family. Could you just talk about what it means to you to see a guy like him who's been in this game a long time and who's been through heartaches like last year to finally win this and go back to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, well, Andy was very nice to mention how happy he was to win this for our family. I think the same is true for us. We're just as happy for Andy and having a chance to get back to the Super Bowl. He's one of the greatest coaches in the history of the NFL. He is no doubt a Pro Football Hall of Famer, and he's going to get to go to his second Super Bowl and hopefully this time get a victory. And as a family, we're as excited about him getting that opportunity as he is in bringing this trophy to us.
Clark, you were pretty young the last time the Chiefs ran it. Were you at that game, and do you have any pictures or any?
Yeah, you know, I was at that game, and I have a photo. I hate to say that I don't remember it. I was 4 or 5 years old. Actually, the first game I remember was the Christmas Day game a couple of years later. So that's not a good one to have as your first. Looking forward to blotting that out with what we're going to do in Miami in a couple of weeks.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Clark.
Yes. He ain't hard to tackle. You just got to tackle. You know, they came here with that yeah. No, we stopped that. That's what Sac Nation do. We stopped the run and we rushed the pass. End of it.
How do you feel for Coach Reid after taking him to the Super Bowl once again?
I mean, this is huge for Coach Reid, but for the organization. Clark Hunt, the Hunt family, it's been 50 years since we brought a championship here. So we still got one more game to go, man.
How did it feel to be back?
It felt great, man. I'm in a lot of pain right now. I'm finna go home, drink me a beer, and relax.
Do it. You deserve it.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Obviously, being able to do it at home, being able to win the Lamar Hunt Trophy here, and do it for the fans and everybody like that was awesome. We fell short last year, and we learned from it, and we built every single day, and now we have the chance to go to Miami and get the ultimate goal, which is the Super Bowl.
What to say about the team in general is, with you as a starting quarterback, they are always in the game. They've never lost a game with you as a starting quarterback by more than 7 points. What's to say to this team and the city and the fans that with you starting healthy, that this team is always in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I've been blessed to be in a great situation with a lot of great football players and coaches around me. I think that's the biggest thing is from day one, I've been accepted to go out there and be who I am. And my teammates, they've responded by being great every single day. And so for me, like I said, I've been put in a great situation, and I just try to maximize it every single day.
What did you see on your touchdown run, the little 27-yarder?
Yeah, they're playing a kind of a version of two-man or kind of 11 double, I guess you would say, where they were kind of doubling with Tyreek and the speed, and then Kelsey, obviously with the things he did last week. And so when them playing like that, the line kind of got them all put back in, the D linemen all kind of together in the line. So I broke it. I was thinking about just running out of bounds, and as I got to the sideline, I realized that I could cut up, and I was running down the sideline, and I knew we had 2 timeouts. I was like, I might as well try to cut it back. And so I cut it back, and luckily was able to hang on to the ball and get in the end zone.
Did he tell you he wanted you to slide?
No, he didn't. I mean, I think that's the best thing about playing with Coach Reid, playing for Coach Reid, is that he lets you be who you are. He lets you go out there and really play the way that you want to play, as long as it's according to the guidelines of how to play the quarterback position. He lets you be who you are.
Patrick, take us to the beginning of that drive. It's 1st and 10 on the 14, and you've got a long way to go to try to score. And what were you thinking at that point of, you was putting the ball in your hands on each and every play?
Yeah, I think, obviously any 2-minute situation, we always talk about start with the completion. So we wanted to get a completion, get the drive going. I thought Damian did a good job of getting upfield, but also getting out of bounds, kind of conserve time. And as we moved down the field, we realized that we had a chance, that we wanted to take some shots in the end zone, and we luckily got to get in there.
Adam, why was Sammy Watkins able to be such a big part of what you guys were doing today? Was it just the defensive attention on those other 2 guys you were talking about?
Yeah, I think it was some of that, and it was some of him just making plays. I mean, each of that last touchdown he got, I mean, he won, and then got it up the field and scored a touchdown on a big play. And then there was other plays in the game where he was making big time catches, dragging his feet inbounds, catching the ball before he even turned around, it seemed like. And I think you see that if teams are going to put attention on other guys like Tyreek or Kelsey, that we have a guy in Sammy Watkins that can beat your corner every single day.
Patrick, could you just talk about what it means to have guys in this organization like Coach Reid, Spags, T-Sizzle, who have Super Bowl experience, to take you onto the game's biggest stage, where obviously the stakes are higher and the distractions are bigger?
Yeah, I think it's huge. It honestly is. Not only with as many different things you have to do during the week, as far as being at certain places and doing other things that you don't usually have to do, and then being in the game and knowing that there's going to be adjustments made, that the halftime show's twice as long, and little stuff like that. That's huge because you got guys that have been there, know how to go about it, and know how to have success with it.
When you came to Kansas City, when you weren't even playing, you talked about not wanting stats and all that, you want to win games. You feel like that's what you've been doing at this point. How happy are you with that being part of your resume now? It's not just stats and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always preached that ever since I left college. I mean, we played at Texas Tech. I put up a lot of stats, but we didn't win a lot of football games. And so I knew going into the NFL, I was going to do whatever it took to just win games. And I think this team, you can see that in every single player on this team, is we don't care if we win 10-7 or if we win 35-24. We're going to go out there and just find the way to win the football game, whatever it takes.
What was it like playing in this weather and almost 300 yards passing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Reid does a good job of preparing us for this. I mean, we practice outside. We do everything in order to get the game-like feel. And whenever you're here practicing outside and it's cold during the week, it really prepares you for whenever you get to the game and you get cold weather there.
Patrick, two questions. Who was your initial read on the scramble? And how often have you thought about using the sideline to your advantage, where the defender may think, oh, he's going out of bounds, and then using that to your advantage?
Yeah, I mean, the initial read was kind of a little bit of a combo read where we got a sweet spot guy, I think it was 17, who was running down the middle of the field, and then with Kelsey hooking it in there on the little in cut. And so it was kind of those reads, and actually the same play that we hit the touchdown with Tyreek at the seam earlier in the game. And so it's kind of that was the initial read, and with how they doubled it, I didn't like my options there. And then it kind of, like I said, it kind of just opened up. And I usually think more about just running out of bounds, but I think as I got to the sideline, I saw how much space that we had because everybody was trailing and defending the guys that were downfield, and so I figured I can cut it up a little and get a couple extra yards.
DJ, I asked Coach Reid the same question, but late in the quarter, you guys were down 10-0. You guys were in field goal range, decided to go for it on the 4th and 2. Just how much do you feel like getting that conversion and getting in the end zone helped get you guys going offensively? Yeah,
obviously it was huge. I think it's something that we prepared for before the game, and we've prepared for since training camp. I mean, Coach Reid puts us in situations where you have to not be in the exact opportune or that advantage to your way. It's advantage defense, and he wants you to go out there and succeed. And so he let us know before the game if we got into certain yard lines that we were going to go for it if we get to the 4th and shorts and stuff like that. And so whenever I think you could see the process of it, we got out there. The first play I didn't like, so we went there, called a timeout, went then changed the play, and got it to a play that we liked.
Patrick, second week in a row, you guys have battled from behind, come back and win. Talk about the mental toughness of you guys.
Yeah, I think it's that never give up mentality. It's that we're going to go out there and give our best effort every single play and really take advantage of every single play of the rest of the game. And we don't care if we're down 10-0. We don't care if we're up 10-0. We're going to go out there and execute and do whatever we can to have success on every single play.
Patrick, what did this loss last year, this time, feel like? How did it fuel you during the offseason? And then when you were hurt for that bit, what was that like working through that?
Yeah, I mean, in the NFL, you're going to go through adversity. I think that's the biggest thing. And learning that last year, I think obviously the loss hurt, but then having to watch the Super Bowl and not be in it was something that I could barely do. And so for me, I knew that I wanted to be in this moment, being able to play for this game to get to the Super Bowl. But I knew it was a day-by-day process, and I think that's what we preached as a team was we want to be here, we want to be in the Super Bowl, but we have to take advantage of every single day that we get. And so I think the biggest thing for us is that every single day that we just did that.
Last two, Jeff, then Alan.
Patrick, follow up what he just said. Last year after the game, you talked to Tom Brady in the locker room. What did he say to you that resonated with you now that you've won this game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that Tom said to me was just to stay with the process and keep being who I am, and that's something that's important as a guy who's had so much success every single year he's been in the NFL. Is that he goes out there every single day and he treats it like it's the most important day, and so that's something that I'll try to do for my entire career.
Last one, Adam. Pat, you were the team's leading rusher again, not for the first time this year. What is that? You're running. What dimension does that add to the offense?
Yeah, I think it kind of restricts some of the coverages that the defenses can play against us. I mean, obviously they want to get people back and cover some of the speed that we have and drop people out there. But if we can run the ball, if it's Damian running it or it's Darwin or whoever it is, or me running with my legs, it kind of restricts defenses from doubling those guys. And when those guys aren't doubled, they usually get open.
Good. Thank you.
Oh, man, it felt amazing. But the ultimate goal is to get the win, and that's what we did. We came out and we played like a team. We prepared the right way all week, and it was fun, man. Amazing job to go out there today and get a win, you know. And now we just got to continue to move forward and get prepared for the Super Bowl.
Sammy, has it been easier for you to feel part of things as the weeks have gone by and you haven't been catching a lot of balls?
That's not my job. That's not what I focus on. My job is to go out there and compete at the highest level and go out there and try to dominate my guy. And as you know, we have so many superstars on this team and so many guys that can catch the ball. I mean, certain guys names that you don't even know. So my focus is bring the energy and go out there every day and practice games and go out there and compete at the highest level. And I let the coaches and stuff like that figure out everything else.
Sammy, on that touchdown catch that you did have, what did you see on that play as it was starting to develop to test the
that was kind of a play that was off the books. My guy fell down, and I just kind of took off, and me and Pat made an eye connection, and that's just from practicing hard and working with each other. And he threw one of the best balls to me, and I caught it and I ran, and amazing feeling, man, just to get in a touchdown.
How close was the one they reviewed? Obviously, it was close when they had to review it. Did you feel 100% you had your feet down?
Honestly, I didn't know, but I had unbelievable faith that I probably slid my feet in or got it in, and I think that was a good catch, to keep the drive moving.
Sammy, being a Florida guy, does it feel any extra special that the Super Bowl's in Florida?
I think that's the best feeling ever. Just to go in Florida, I can have a lot of family members come, and just to be in the heat, we've been playing in the cold for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and just getting some sun and stuff like that. I think it'll definitely help this team. We got a lot of guys that run track and run up and down the field, so I think it'll definitely help us start off fast.
Sammy, you've seen Patrick make some crazy throws, but what was your reaction to the crazy run on that 27-yard touchdown run?
I was in the moment, but just to see him slither and slide and run a guy over, that guy's amazing. He's been leading this team all year. He's been doing the most amazing throws, amazing runs, and that's a guy that you need on your team to continue to win games and be in this position right now that we're in.
Sammy, at what point in the game early on did you notice the way that they were playing the coverage that your name could be called and that your number could be called quite a bit?
Don't too much worry about my number. Like I said, my job is to go out there and fight for my brothers, whether it's blocking, running routes, catching, doesn't matter. But we seen that they was running cover 2 a lot, and that's when we started to expose it. And, the coaches did a great job with dialing things up. And, as a player, we just can go out there and be in the right position at the right times and, let Pat deliver the ball.
What does it say that the offensive line these last 3 to 4 weeks is giving you guys enough time to run freely that any passing play seems sort of prominent and open to all you guys?
Amazing. It's a team goal. It's not just me or Pat or Tyreek or Kels. We need offensive line. They've been stepping up the last couple of weeks. Damian Williams been running the ball great, and we all been working collectively. I think that's the goal. If we continue to work collectively, the sky's the limit for this team, and we just got to continue to play for each other and listen to our coaches, and I think if we do that, we'll be fine.
Brett Veach was trying to convince you to sign here. Just what did he say that you think about now, given where you guys are about to go, and just what's it been like to see his trust filter down to the rest of the organization?
Super Bowl. I think that's probably one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. It's coming to this team and literally we dominate in every game, and we've been the best offense and having the best organization, having the best coaches, hands down, the best teammates. a lot of unselfish guys, and man, it's amazing. And I look up. Last year we fought for the Super Bowl, lost in this round, and now again we got the opportunity to be in the Super Bowl. I think that's probably the best decision I ever made in my life.
All right. Go ahead. Last question.
Sammy, it seems like you have a very selfless mentality when it comes to playing the game, but so do a lot of your other teammates. Does that start with Andy Reid, or how does that energy radiate?
I think it definitely starts from higher up. You know what I mean? We move as our coaches move, and we follow as they follow us. And it's a great feeling to be on a staff like this, and to have a lot of guys that's unselfish, and so we can go out there and play our best ball and let the ball go anywhere, and go out there and enjoy it. And I think that's what we've been doing all year.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
It will go down as one of the most unforgettable performances in the 60-year history of the franchise until the next game. But with me, the MVP, Patrick Mahomes. Let's talk about, after the slow start, you guys crank it up again. 3 straight touchdown drives. What changed?
Yeah, I think we just stayed with the process, and just like last week, we knew that if we did what we were supposed to do, if we really played and just did what the game plan said, that stuff was going to work out. And so I think that was the biggest thing, is that we didn't change much. We just went out there and played better.
What I love about this team and you is there's never any panic. It's like just stay on it. What about the mental and emotional toughness of this team in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been built all year long, going through the adversity of losing games, suffering injuries, and whatever it was. Guys stayed strong and they stayed with the process. And I think when you build that toughness throughout the year, it really shows in games like this.
The 2 early plays to Tyreek, one to set up the touchdown, the second is a touchdown. Oh, what about those 2 plays and Tyreek's ability to run routes now?
Yeah, I mean, the way he's able to win whenever anyone's covering, it doesn't matter who, it really sets up our whole offense. And you saw him early in his impact in the game, where he was able to kind of beat the guy around the edge, score the touchdown on the first drive, and then the second drive in man-to-man coverage, of course he wins like he does every single time. It really set up the whole rest of the game, because then they had to put guys over the top and double them, and it really hampers what a defense can do, and it helps other guys get open.
Okay. The 27-yard run. I'm thinking I'm calling the play-by-play guy. No, he's not going out of bounds. Walk us through that run, because we'll talk about that one forever.
Yeah, I mean, it was like you said. I mean, the fact that it was kind of a coverage where they were doubling Tyreek and they were doubling Trav, and when they do that, they can't rush as many people in the offensive line, who did a great job all night. They kind of got everybody down in there tight, and so I ran thinking I was going to run out of bounds, and as I hit the sideline, I was like, man, I can get some extra yards, and then at the last thing, I was like, I might as well try to cut it back, and I found a way to get in the end zone.
But you ran over dudes to get in the end zone.
Yeah, it was one of those just like spin around and just find a way to get into that yellow of the Chiefs.
Your White House and Texas Tech alums are proud of that one. All right, second half, though, to extend the lead. How big was it to get to 28 and then 35-17, particularly the way, though, Tennessee approaches the game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Coach Reid preaches all week is not being satisfied and to keep scoring points. I mean, that team has scored a lot of points these last and into the playoffs, and so we knew that not any point left out there was gonna get the win, and so we went out there and found a way to get some touchdowns.
Final question. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to get this offense on a warm field.
Yeah.
But what would you tell the Chiefs Kingdom?
Yeah, Chiefs Kingdom, be there, be loud, show what Chiefs Kingdom's all about, and we're going to go out there and get it.
It just tells you the type of characters that we got in the organization, top to bottom, from the owner to the GM to the head coach to everyone in between, the athletic training staff and all the players, and just a determined mindset to never have that feeling ever again. Not only for ourselves, but for the fans. I mean, Arrowhead was shaking today. Loved every bit of it. It was the most electric I've ever felt it, and for good reason.
Travis, following up on that, obviously, the blood, sweat, and tears, knowing that you had to live with, coming up short for a year, obviously you take that type of motivation into training camp against all the OTAs and the season. What's it mean to finally get to that next step, going to the Super Bowl, and how does it make you feel personally? Sacrifice you had to make to get it.
Just excited for the opportunity. I mean, that's all you can ask for in life, is the opportunity, and then what you do with that is up to you. And the Super Bowl is it's the greatest opportunity you can have as a football player in this world. So with that being said, doing the right things the week and just making sure that we're ready for everything come Super Bowl Sunday.
What do you think this means to Coach Reid, having not just with you guys but before been here so many times and lost this game?
I love Coach Reid, man. He's definitely a part of the motivation. We're sick of hearing what the media says about him, how he can't get the big one done. And you know what? We knocked one off the list, got the Lamar Hunt Trophy back here in Kansas City for the Hunt family. And you know what? We still got one more goal to knock off the list.
Travis, I know you take a lot of respect in attracting and getting double teams, particularly in certain situations. Do you get a double team like on Patrick Scramble and you kind of see him take on double teams in terms of 2 defenders get into the end zone? Just how does your mind process that, and what's it like to watch your teammate do that for you?
It's just it fires you up. And there were, I mean, anytime anybody's making a play, Sammy Watkins, there during the last touchdown, I couldn't tell you how excited I was for him to be in that moment and to relish in that moment. And then Tyreek, the first couple of touchdowns, getting us on the board. And then obviously Pat just being Magic Mahomes himself. It's just a blast playing with everybody on this offense. We're so explosive, and we know that we got everything we need right here.
Travis, there was a lot of talk all week about Derrick Henry and how the Chiefs defense was going to respond to that.
Yeah, they got a good running back.
What do you see from the Chiefs defense? What did he need to see?
I saw guys with one goal in mind, and that was to stop the run. You know, and that's tough against that offense. But on the flip side, our O-line played their tail off, both in the run game and in the pass game, keeping Pat clean, opening up lanes for a hard-running D. Will, who I love to death, man. That guy plays his tail off every single week. He gets the opportunity to for this team.
Travis, this is the second week in a Go ahead.
What did you think of Patrick's rushing touchdown? How he escaped so many times?
Magic Mahomes. That's the best way you can explain it. I mean, I was excited as anybody else to be able to cap off that 2-minute drill with Pat getting in the end zone.
Couple more guys. Second week in a row, you guys have been able to battle from behind. What does it say about this offense? And I mean, you mentioned that you guys were explosive, but just what does it mean to be a part of that offense?
It's nice to have that in the back pocket, being able to work from behind without the lead, but at the same time, you know, we got to take care of business early. We can't get put in those types of situations, and that's been probably the biggest thing that we've had to deal with over the course of the season, being able to start fast, finish fast, and play a complete game.
Last one. Travis, you said when you were handed the trophy out there on the field, you said it's been 7 long years. You've been developing your game for the last 7 years here in Kansas City. You've developed a lot of relationships here. You always say, you always are excited for fans and all of that. How much more does it mean to you just being such a veteran of this team and the hard work you've put in over the last 7 years? To get to this point?
Well, it's been, I believe, 50 since the last time the Chiefs were here in the Super Bowl and in this position. So I only got a little bit of that taste compared to everybody in this organization, everybody in this city. And you know what? Even though this in my chest is burning hard for everybody in this organization, you know, I think getting there and winning it is what the mindset is, and we can't stop until we grab it.
All right, thank you. Ted, are we done? Tired now.
Cobra sandwich, larva, whatever. He chases it down. Tyrann Mathieu with us, the Honey Badger. Your feeling? You've been a veteran in this in your career in the National Football League. This moment, what's it mean?
It means everything, man. Talk about the year we had and, you know, the adversity we faced. And, you know, I know a lot of people may look at us as high flyers and, you know, we can't play in close ball games. You know, if the offense don't score 50, how can we going to win? I just thought we came together as a team this year. And to top it off and bring the Lamar Hunt Trophy back to Kansas City, that's everything. That's everything.
I got a question. How it feel to be the best safety in the league, man? How does that feel to be a beast, a animal on the field, and knowing people are scared of you, don't want you to throw your way? How does it feel to be the all-pro, you know what I mean, first team best safety in the league, man?
Man, look, I got to give my coaches a lot of credit. I got to give my teammates a lot of credit too, man. All those guys really believe in me, and I think a lot of people miss that sometimes. You know, I think if you could get somebody to believe in themselves more than, you know, they may believe in themselves, I think you could take their game to a completely new height. And I truly believe that's what my teammates done for me this year. I thought that's what the coaches done for me. They let me be myself, and I'm just so grateful to really be a part of this group.
I'll tell you who else is being himself is McCole Hardman, the Jet. Try to guess what he's going to be wearing next week. 2 weeks go to Miami. All right, you said this hasn't been easy, man. This has been a climb up the mountain that has been tough. Down 10-0, down 17-7. They were doing the things they wanted to do. What were you able to do to flip it? Because in that series after 17-14, you smothered these dudes.
You know what? I think ultimately when we're challenged as a defense in particular, I truly believe we've been stepping up. And, you know, we heard all the talk. You know, we all got 2 ears. You know I'm on social media, so I hear everything. And I truly believe our defensive line, our linebackers, they took it personal. I don't think I made a tackle on Henry today, right? And that's a good thing, right? To kind of keep your secondary clean, knowing that those guys in front of you are really taking care of the run. It's a complete team effort, complete group effort. It's so much bigger than the plays Tyron made, no doubt.
The only thing I could think of, you came screaming off the backside and like jumped on him and like pulled him down from behind. It was like you were coming around the back porch on him. But let me just go to your point. In the second half, he had 5 touches for a yard. He had 69 yards in this game. He has been destroying the league up to this point.
Yeah, and I think ultimately, you know, information is a lot, you know, and I think Spags gives us the proper information, you know, and I think ultimately that's why we've been able to kind of regroup as a defense, even when, you know, we struggled on first drives to start the game. I think the information we receive is really mind-blowing, you know, to have coaches, you know, give you certain nuggets to kind of help you play faster, play smarter. And we were challenged from the beginning of the week, right, to eat clean, to rest, to hydrate, knowing that in the second half, it was going to come down to whether or not defensively we were able to keep those guys out of the end zone. I thought we believed in that. We bought into that. And, you know, it's so great to have coaches like Spags and Dave Merritt and, you know, Brendan Daly, Matt House. You know, all these guys give us the proper information. And I think that has really taken us to new levels.
I hope you're going to watch this show over and over and over. I know I am. And just try to savor this moment. Not done. Headed to Miami to win the whole shebang. But let's talk about the second half. We heard from Patrick Mahomes earlier just how big it was to extend the lead, to go back down. Comes 35-17, including a 60-yarder to Sammy Watkins.
Man, that Sammy Watkins play, I think, closed the door. That was almost putting the nail in the coffin. The Titans had a little bit more fight in them. You saw with that special teams play they got us on that trick play. But beyond that, I think the game was over. I mean, we had control of it. We knew that there wasn't going to be enough time. Them the way their offense has to ground and pound. It wasn't a vertical team at all, and our guys on defense made sure of that. We had T. Sizzle, we had Chris Jones passing though, getting constant pressure and coming with big plays throughout the second half.
But Frank Clark, the Shark. I said shark-infested waters. The Coast Guard gave out the warnings.
Come on, get in here.
We're gonna get Grandma Sparks in here
Coach.
For your husband. We're going to tell you thank you for coming here. You guys had to make a decision 7 years ago to come here. You could have gone 6 other places from the entire Chiefs Kingdom. Thank you for coming here. What does it mean?
Everything. I just need that guy to get the ring. I'm telling you, he deserves it more than any person I've ever met in my entire life. And this team. And the Hunts. Like, they're amazing. Our whole group here. Don't you agree?
I agree. And amen. Let's go get it. Okay. Tammy Reid, the wife of head coach Andy Reid. But then Frank, the Shark Tank, man, he was, I said the Coast Guard's put out warnings to stay out of the water. When he chased down Tannehill and just told the stadium it's over, that moment.
I think once we get over a 10-point lead, we was up by 11. That's like chumming the water for Frank. He smells the blood. He feels it. He's trying to get a jump. He's trying to get that edge. And he was able to, you know, get that sack that kind of just closed the building. He calls himself Black Elvis. And he's a rock star. You know, I mean, all the guys, man, just continuously bringing a tremendous amount of pressure on the Tennessee Titans, on Tannehill the entire day. It definitely was a team win.
And finally, this team is not done. There is no satisfaction here. We just heard from Tammy Reid. I think it's a blessing she walked up here because this team wants to win it. They want to win it for the first time in 50 years. They're going to Miami with a will to win.
Yeah, a lot of momentum, a lot of emotion, but it's 24 hours. 24 hours, and then it's on to whoever wins that NFC champion. Whoever it is, it's going to be time. It's going to be. We got a debt to pay. We still got a lot of things to do. And I think the biggest thing for Coach Andy is not just making it to the Super Bowl, it's winning one.
He's Shawn Barber. I'm Mitch, Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. What a day. Unforgettable. Again, the team that Lamar Hunt founded won Lamar Hunt's trophy in the stadium that was Lamar Hunt's dream. Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by Community America Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.